Have you ever paused amid the rush of life and asked yourself, am I truly living or just acting out someone else's script? We humans often strive to be right in the eyes of the world, forgetting the most important task of all, to be ourselves. We chase after what we've been taught to believe is good, yet the farther we go, the emptier we feel, because there is no formula for life, just as there is no pair of shoes that fits everyone. This isn't just philosophy, it's a wake-up call. Each of us is born with a path, a shadow, and a flame of our own. To live authentically is not selfish. It is the greatest gift you can offer humanity. A person who dares to be whole, honest, and real. If you've ever felt like you're living someone else's life, or if you're tired of hiding the truest parts of your heart, pause, keep reading, and share your thoughts below. Are you living by your own choices, or by the expectations of others? There is no single path meant for all of us. Life doesn't hand out instructions, it gives each person a blank map. Some spend their lives searching for roads already walked by others, while a few dare to draw their own. And the only difference between the two is that one truly lives, while the other merely exists. The molds society gives us of happiness, success, morality, are often just masks painted with careful polish. They make us feel safe, yes, but that safety comes at a price, the loss of self. The world is full of voices telling you to be someone, yet few remind you that the hardest thing is to have the courage to return to yourself. Each soul is its own season, and if you live by another's rhythm, you will miss the weather meant for you. This is not abstract philosophy, it's a wake-up call. Whose heartbeat are you living by? Ask yourself, are the shoes you're wearing truly yours? Or do they make you stumble on someone else's road? If that question makes you pause, don't stay silent. Leave a comment below. Am I living my own life, or the life the world told me to live? Write your truth. Daring to face that question is the first step toward truly living. No one is born knowing who they are. We grow up surrounded by expectations, shaped by rules, and taught to become good, capable, and successful. Yet rarely does anyone tell us that the most important thing is to be ourselves. And one day, after all the striving and stumbling, after successes that still feel empty, we finally realize what we've been searching for was never out there. It's always been within. The path of self-awareness does not begin with victory, it begins with honesty. Only when we dare to admit, I don't know, do we truly begin to learn. Only when we face our fears do we discover the strength we've been hiding. We are not defined by our past, not by our mistakes, our losses, or our pain, but by how we choose to respond to them. The right question can change a life. Who am I? Is not a question about career or roles, but about the essence of being. Each time we pause and look within, our soul awakens a little more. Becoming yourself is a journey with no final destination, for the self evolves as awareness deepens. Yet the wonder is this: the more deeply you travel inward, the clearer the outer world becomes. The one who knows who they are no longer needs to prove it to anyone else. When we stop seeking validation from the outside, we begin to hear the quiet, steady voice within, the one that has always known the way home. And that is the beginning of freedom. No one can step into the light without first walking through the darkness. Within every human being lies a part we are afraid to face, the weak, jealous, selfish, wounded, or angry self. We try to hide it, covering it with layers of morality, reason, and success. But what is denied does not disappear. It simply buries itself deeper, quietly shaping our choices from the shadows. Suffering is not the enemy, it is the silent teacher. Every fear, every wound is a mirror reflecting the parts of us still unfinished. Running from the darkness only makes it grow. Looking into it is how we begin to mature. Those who have never fallen into the abyss of their emotions can never truly understand the depth of their own soul. To accept your darkness is not to surrender to it. It is the courage to say, "This too is part of me." When the unconscious is named, it loses its power. When pain is listened to, it transforms into understanding. And when we learn to forgive ourselves, the world around us softens in return. No wholeness can be built upon rejection. Only by reconciling the opposites, love and hate, reason and emotion, light and shadow, can we become truly complete. The brave are not those without fear, but those who walk through their fear. Darkness does not come to punish. It comes to illuminate the places within us that have yet to be known. And when we can sit quietly with our pain instead of pushing it away, in that very moment, we are being reborn. There comes a moment in life when we suddenly stop and realize everything we once chased, fame, wealth, power, no longer stirs our hearts the way it used to. What was once a dream has now faded into a shadow. Many call this a midlife crisis, but in truth, it is a transformation, an invitation to step into the deeper layers of the soul. The first half of life is a journey outward. We build the ego, seek our place in the world, and strive to prove our worth. But the second half is a journey inward. We begin to release the ego, to listen within, and to search for meaning beyond personal success. It is no longer about who am I in the eyes of others, but rather, have I truly lived in alignment with who I am? Suffering is inevitable, yet human beings can endure any pain, so long as they find meaning in it. Meaning is the flame that keeps the soul warm through the winter of life. It does not come from the outside. It is born from how we understand and embrace what happens to us. When we learn to see every event not as punishment, but as a lesson, life begins to change its color. True maturity is not measured by age, but by the ability to turn tragedy into wisdom and loss into understanding. Spirituality is not religion. It is the depth where we touch the essence of being human, where love transcends the will to control and gratitude replaces resentment. A spiritually mature person no longer asks, "Why is this happening to me?" but instead, "What is this trying to teach me?" Midlife, when we truly listen, is not the time to conquer the world, but to learn to master ourselves. It is not an ending, but the beginning of a deeper, more meaningful life. No one else will change the world for you. No savior will descend to take your hand and lead you out of suffering. Transformation begins within. The very moment you stop running, stop blaming, and dare to look straight into who you truly are. We've been taught how to be kind, successful, and well-liked, but rarely have we been taught how to be authentic. Only when we accept both our light and our shadow do we become whole. Freedom doesn't come from escaping the world's constraints, but from no longer fearing the depths within our own soul. A genuine person is not someone perfect, but someone honest. Honest with their feelings, their choices, and their unique path. When When we stop straining to become someone, we return to simply being ourselves. And the world feels lighter because of it. Every authentic step, no matter how small, is a powerful declaration. I exist. And when you live true to your essence, you silently give others permission to do the same. So don't wait. Don't wait for life to force you to change. Begin now with one small act. Look into the mirror and ask yourself, am I truly living or merely existing? If that question stirs something in you, leave a comment below. Write what you're ready to face, what you're ready to release, or simply say, I'm ready to be myself. Because the moment you write it down, your journey of awakening has already begun. Life does not demand that you become great. It only asks that you become real. When you dare to live truthfully with your emotions, your fears, and your deepest, quietest desires, you are doing the most courageous thing a human being can do. To be yourself. No one else can walk this path for you. No philosophy, no religion, no idol can hand you freedom. Only your own awareness and action can. Each day, do just one small thing. Choose to be a little more honest, to understand yourself a little more deeply, and to let go of what no longer belongs to you. Step by step, these small choices gather into a life of true meaning. If these words have stirred something in you, don't just read and move on. Share your reflection in the comments below. What part of you is longing to live, to speak, to be seen? And if you believe that the world changes only when individual souls begin to change, hit follow and join this community of people who dare to live authentically, to grow, and to return to themselves. Because the journey of awakening is not for those who stand by. It begins the very moment you choose to step in.